And a little birdie told me I had to paint this quickly to look as close to a robin as I could. It was a little yellow bird. I always tell you the truth. But this is supposed to be my little robin telling me that spring is here. Now, I should be happy and I should say, and spring is here! But we haven't really seen spring is here fully yet. I will say this, that if you listen on a sunny day to the birds and even watch for the birds, they are telling us spring truly is here. And the robins have been at my house. Bunches of them have arrived. So I think spring is here. And that brings me to our story today. A sweet small story. Pardon me, I have a little spring head cold. It's called The Tree in Me. Okay, so, how do I say this? So, you know how we live our lives in the winter around here in Maine? And most of the time, especially as you get older, you're inside in the winter. And so nature becomes this thing in the distance, right? You see it, not in it that much, kind of hunkering down, getting through winter, as we say here in Maine. But then when spring comes, and everything comes alive again, there's something in us that comes alive again too. And we become more a part of nature. And trees, the tree in me, the trees are something that we watch every season, right? The buds are coming, the leaves are out, the leaves are changing, the leaves are falling. You get where I'm going on that? So this story talks about exactly that, how we don't just watch the trees, we are part of the trees, if you will, in the cycle of nature. Yeah, you get where I'm going? Okay. All right, pardon my sniffles. Spring colds are the way it goes here. And on our story goes. The tree in me. I particularly like this, right? Like the pink in the cheek matches the apple that this little person is trying to take down. So the colors are very cool in this book. The tree in me is part apple. Now that's not a typical apple color that, you know, we usually go, oh, we'll paint it green and deeper kind of red. But look at the vibrancy here. There's a lot of energy with that painting, right? And that's how we feel when we bite into like something fresh right from the tree. Part orange, pear, almond, plum. So whomever this little person lives with is baking quite a beautiful tart, right? You can tell by the tart pan right here. Bouncing out with beautiful fruits. Part yum, he says. Part yum, because now our little friend with his little friends are enjoying the pleasures of this tort with all that fruit. Yum indeed. We have oranges and peaches. And then we go to part shade. Now when it's hot, which even though I've been complaining about the cold, before you know it, my friends, we'll have some hot days. Yes, we will. And it's like, oh, it's so hot, I gotta get by the shade. So here is our friend and his friends after their yummy treat, getting some shade from the sun. They are part sun and part sun. Look, it's just bursting right out of him. The energy from the season, from nature. I'm waiting for that burst. Personally, it's still in Slumberville right now, but I have faith. That's what I have. The tree in me is seed and blossom, bark and stump. So here he is climbing this very beloved tree that he loves. But look, out of a cut down tree starts another tree. It's just starting its journey. The cycle of life. Branch and tree. Now, I don't climb trees anymore because that wouldn't be a great idea. But, you know, if a tree does have great limbs, it does beckon us to want to climb it, doesn't it? Not me anymore, but have at it. And crown. So this little friend of our main characters gets to the top of the tree and makes himself a crown out of the leaves. Feeling very proud of herself. It is a bird, squirrel, worm. Okay, so I know it's a little hard to see. Here's our squirrel. Here's our bird. And worms, of course, down here. Okay? So not only are we excited about how the trees change, but the animals rely on all these changes of the tree. Eating the pine cones, living in and around the tree, all the insects that live in and around the tree. Birds, of course, making their nests. And bee. So hard to see because of the colors, but this is a bee's nest. They're there. They're in their orange color, but it's hard to see because it's this vibrant peachy pink. But this little girl is very happy to watch the busy, busy bees. And because there is a tree in me, there is wind. I love this picture. Look at the girl's hair. Whoosh. You can see the power of that wind. You can see the power of the wind on this big tree making it sway. Here in our sweet Belgrade, when we have strong winds and those tall pines start to creak, oh, I take notice. Yes, I do. You know what I'm saying. We have to watch to make sure we don't get any power outages. And rain and dirt. They're having such a time out there. They're splashing and splooshing and doing all they want. Splooshing, like playing in the mud. And a river with fish. Now again, look at the interesting piece here. It looks like a willow tree, right? A weeping willow. But the colors are so interesting with the kind of clay brown and then that peachy kind of red with the blue. It's just, it's a different take on the way we see the world. And a sky, too, with nice big puffy clouds. That's indicating a good day unless they turn dark. The tree in me is strong, it bends. Now they've made a tire swing, and sure enough, with 3 kids in it, depending on the strength of that limb would start to bend. I think they're fine by the looks of things. We won't worry about them. This is really interesting. Look at this. And it has roots that go deep. So here are the feet of the little kids hanging off the tree. But down here, again, hard to see, lots of mushrooms covering the mossy, kind of humus kind of ground. But look at all these roots spreading wide and far underneath the soil. Wouldn't it be interesting, you wouldn't want it this way, but to flip the world's dirt upside down, if you will, and see all those roots? Be pretty wild. Down to where other roots reach up towards their own trunk, branch, crown. So our little main character is just doing some thinking, looking at these massive trees as a small person and going, wow, thinking about your place in the big world around us. I'm imagining that's the thought. And sky, too, and their hands are outstretched, so excited for the energy of the sun coming through to the trees and to them. Because there's a tree and a sky and a sun in me. Not around me, but in me. maybe that's why we get so darn excited when the spring season comes, because, you know, we get alive. We become a part of nature again. I can see. Look at that great picture. And there's also a tree. So here's the little main character child and seemingly the mama in you. So they see this happiness, this excitement, this change of a season in each other. So my little birdie friend, tweet, tweet, says, if you join us at the craft table, we have some rockin' robin craft for you to do. See you in a minute. So, it's an old song, like from the 1950s, but it goes like this. Ready? If you can see my craft, hang on. It goes, rockin' robin, tweet, tweet, tweet. I'm trying to make him like do the rhythm of the music. It's not really working. Rockin' robin, tweet. Oops, he fell over. Tweet, tweet, and it goes on. It goes rockin' robin, rockin' robin, really gonna rock tonight. Yeah. And very fun, peppy song. Just trust me. Okay, so this is our rockin' robin. See him? Beep, beep, beep. He does rock. Yes, he does. He rocks, he rolls. And he's super easy to make, and he's just a reminder for us of what's starting to happen. Feels very slow this year to me, but it is coming. When it's like 90 degrees in July, I'll say, whew, boy, maybe now we need a little cold. That's another story for another day. Okay, so what I did is I cut the middle out of paper plate, but don't you worry, all the plate was used. Okay, no waste in this craft. So there's the rock. See it? Okay, he's a little off kilter right now, but there he is. Then what you need here, as part of the outside of where I cut from the paper plate, this is the tail. So your job will be to color. Now I did a robin, right, because of my rockin' robin. But you could do, I think it's nice, like look up a certain kind of bird. Blue jay, cardinal, goldfinches. I love goldfinches. Oh, blue buntings, love those. Whatever, right? Find a bird that you want to show in art. And then color that color, right? Robins are known brown and orange. Okay, so there they are. Okay, so you color the rocky piece, and you color the tail piece the way you want. And then, simple, silly, you can leave the tail the way it is, or you can do like I did, right? I cut it so it flays open a bit, okay? I meant to say splay, and flay came out. All right, new word. All right, then what you do is you glue it and pinch it while it's gluing, right? Your fingers are the vise, and hold it for a minute, or set something heavy on it while it's fixing itself. Also do the same thing with just the top of your rockin' robin, because you don't want it fully closed. You need the bottom to open up like this so it rocks, right? See? Right? You need the bottom to stay open. So just glue the top part, and once that's done, then you'll have a big googly eye, just one. I didn't think to do the other side. And then you'll have a beak. And you color that beak whatever color. Mine's meant to be a brighter yellowy orange. And you place that right at the tip here. Again, this is all part of that gluing process, right? So really I would do it the same time I did it as the tail. I just had to do one piece at a time, but there it is, right? And then presto changeo, you have for yourself quite a cute craft. Simple, cute craft to remind us that spring is on its way. I didn't mean to knock the bird over. Until next time, see ya.